right, guys, 1 minute till show.
I sure hope we have a good show tonight.
That Lipinski-Lewinsky joke should kill.
He has to understand that I have needs, too.
Bob, these are our thoughts. We're not supposed to say them out loud.
Oh, sorry.
Man, do I like chocolate. You might as well move on. I'm not thinking anything.
I don't understand why I'm getting so much grief about dancing next to Dylan at the Grammys. Damn it.
John Keister, you deserve whatever success comes to you. You are the best local comedy show host there is, and you're going to be great tonight. And that corn dog that you ate, John Keister, is coming back on you real bad right now. Tell him to stop the show. No, you can't stop the show. Oh, no, the show must go on. Stop the show. Stop the show! Yes, a very excited audience. You know, there's a lot of excitement in town this week because the big RV show down at the Kingdom. Bunch of exhibitors. They're selling RVs and RV accessories, although the guy selling the spoilers, not doing real well. Little wings at the end there, you know. You know, I've been to other auto shows, and they have special guests, like they have, you know, like the Budweiser girls and Playboy Playmates show up, you know, signing their pictures. And at the RV show, they have a special guest. It's Sonny Kobe Cook. I don't know if you know. She is hot. She is looking hot. This is going to be actually one of the last RV shows. You realize this before we're going to tear the Kingdom down, you know, and it's one of the last. And I was thinking, God forbid, if the Kingdom happened to fall down during the RV show, it would be a terrible tragedy, but on the other hand, it would clear up a lot of problems, you know. Traffic around here would be a lot better. The tax burden of Medicare payments would drop substantially. And some financially strapped baby boomer-aged children would get a decent inheritance instead of pouring all that money into those giant gas tanks of those road hogs while they drive 35 miles an hour down to Yuma. You know, I mean, they pay $100,000 for those rigs so they can save $50 a night on hotel rooms. Yeah, I mean, Dad, have you done the math? Okay. A lot of people here agree. Anyway, the other thing you see at those shows is a bunch of couples walking around in matching windbreakers, right? It's just like hundreds of them, you know. And it's tempting to make a joke about that, but the fact is that those are couples that have managed to stay together for like 30 years, often within the confines of a mobile home. You know. And the question has to be asked, how do they do it? Well, we got a lot closer to the answer this week. You know, I mean, with all the news in Washington and Iraq, the story that everyone was talking about was that study on marriage that those researchers at the UW did. They said that for a marriage to last, the husband should just do whatever the wife says. I mean, it's all over the country. A lot of people here read it. The audience seems to be split about 50-50 on this one. People were calling it the Yes Dear study. You know, it was on like the Today Show and everything. And the researchers say that, you know, I mean, they're not making a value judgment about it. They're saying that that's just the way it is, you know. My question is, they spent how much money and how much time figuring this out? You know, I mean, they could have just read the Lockhorns cartoon in Parade magazine. You know, or better yet, the Bible. Hey, Adam, eat this apple. Gee, I don't know, Eve. Wasn't that the one thing that God said would get us kicked out of this state of eternal paradise? Maybe I shouldn't eat the apple. It's because you don't love me, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, dear. So, that's the secret of a long marriage, you know. I mean, the story, it was on the front page of the Times this week, and in hundreds of thousands of households around our area, husbands held up the paper and said, well, this isn't exactly news, is it? And the wives said, what do you mean? And the husband said, nothing. I don't mean anything by that. Nothing. The newspapers only gave a brief synopsis of the study. The researchers had some more in-depth findings, and we thought you might be interested. For example, they also found that when the wife gets a perm, the husband should not say she looks just like Led Zeppelin lead singer Robert Plant. The passion might fade, but saying, I'm going to the fridge, do you want anything, will always be appreciated. The husband should never slap the wife's fanny and exclaim, I like 'em plump. Also, never leave a stranger's underpants in your coat pocket for very long. No matter how old they get, men like fireworks. That's been proven. And finally, for longevity in marriages, respect is important, especially about the time when his breasts become larger than hers. I think there's, you know, some interesting findings. We've got a great show for you tonight, but before we go on, I'd like to welcome a new sponsor to Almost Live.
Are you shopping for a mattress? Frustrated by the misleading claims of competitors? Tired of the runaround? I'm Toby Cookie, and I'm the owner and president of Used Mattress Warehouse. What does used mean to you? Usually just a few stains and rips and easily curable cases of scabies. And our rock-bottom prices, of course. Our mattress retrieval specialists are trained to identify and transport only the best used mattresses back to our factory showroom, where I personally choose only the most desirable beds for our valued customers. You're the kind of customer who isn't too picky about that slightly sticky spot, or a little piece of something that pokes you in the butt if you roll too close to the middle. I know what you're thinking. Just how screwed up are these things? Don't worry. There's plenty of life left in each and every one of the mattresses we sell. I guarantee it. And if it's really a mess, we recycle it back to charity. I'm Toby Cookie, and boy, do I have a used mattress for you.
All right, stay with us. We've got a great show, and we're coming right back.
So have you taken one of these classes before?
Yeah, I've had these classes a couple of times, but I've never had this instructor before.
Well, everybody I talked to says that he's the best.
That's what I've heard, so this should be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to class, everyone. Our goal for today is to get a complete full-body workout. And to keep the focus away from any pain we might be feeling, we're going to go ahead and pretend that we're on a nice, peaceful ride somewhere else. Okay, we could imagine that we're going through the mountains, or pretend that we're riding along the water, or just about anywhere, okay? So where do you feel like going today?
Hey, let's ride by the water. Yeah.
Water? Cool. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a beautiful day outside here along the beach. We're keeping our pace nice and steady. We can see some families over there playing, having picnics. There's a young boy with a cute little puppy. It looks like a cute little poodle, maybe. Just keeping the pace nice and solid, focusing on our breathing. And as we look to our left, we can see some families come. Oh my God! Oh my God!
What is it?
We hit the puppy.
What?
Oh man, it's not getting up. Okay, people, we are in some deep crap. Everybody, Let's get the hell out of here, people. Come on, pick up the pace.
I didn't mean to hit it. I love dogs.
Oh, great. The kid's dad is getting in his car. You know, we should have stopped. We really should have stopped. Okay, he's pulling out. Everybody just act natural, okay?
Is he buying it?
I don't think so. He's coming this way and he's flooring it. Pick up your freaking pace, people. Come on.
He seems really pissed.
Tell him we're sorry.
We're sorry.
Go to hell, you puppy killer!
Hold on. Hey, what's he doing? He's gonna ram us. Everybody get on the sidewalk now. Watch out for the people playing hacky sack.
Move!
For God's sake, get out of the way!
Okay, as long as we stay on the sidewalk, I think we're safe. This would be a good time for everyone to check our heart rate. Let's give it a 6-second count. On my mark, and begin. Sweet mother of God, he's got a gun! We have to fight back. Does anybody else have a gun?
No?
I didn't know we were supposed to bring one.
Oh, okay, forget the gun. That was a really stupid question. Does anybody have a sword?
I've got some mace.
Well, use it. Would you, for crying out? I can't see.
Okay, it's working. He's swerving. Oh my God! He hit a school bus.
Where's the cops? You guys, we gotta get out of here.
Okay, everybody, ditch the bikes. Ditch the bikes and run towards the beach, okay?
Oh my God, what the hell was that?
They're sending the dogs.
I'm starting to get a cramp. Leave him for the dogs. It's every man for himself.
Oh no, we've got another problem, people. We're running towards a cliff.
A cliff? What are you talking about?
There's a giant cliff ahead with a 200-foot drop.
Oh my God, we'll all be killed.
If I'm going, I'm taking one of them damn dogs with me.
But I don't want to die.
Just get over it. We're all gonna die, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, that's the time we're signaling the end of class. Good job. I'll see you next week.
What the hell just happened?
So, did we die, or?
This is the Late Report. Well, state Republican legislators in Olympia this week announced a budget proposal intended to teach kids to read, preserve salmon runs, and put more criminals behind bars. Unfortunately, due to a printing error, the budget plan was introduced as one that would put kids behind bars, preserve criminal runs, and teach more salmon to read. Last week, in a backyard of north of the University District, bones were found that were estimated to be 50 to 100 years old. Already, university students are hard at work trying to see if there's any way to smoke them or turn them into a really cool bong. The City of Revelation, a world-class Bible theme park, is being planned near the former Longacres site. A spokesperson for the project said that when people walk out of the streets of Renton and into the park, it'll feel like you're walking into the streets of Jerusalem. Unfortunately, when you leave, it'll feel like you're walking back into Renton again. In the first program of its kind in the nation, women in the Puget Sound area can now obtain a morning-after contraceptive pill without a prescription. Yet another new birth control method is also being tested in the area, a Mike Lowry just-before-sex mask. The Chinese government has been accused of exporting its own apples and then telling consumers that they were grown in Washington state. Officials first became suspicious when they split open an apple and found a fortune inside. The 1998 Seattle RV show began yesterday and continues through Monday in the Kingdome. It'll be the first opportunity for most people who drive regular cars to see what the front end of an RV looks like. The State Court of Appeals has okayed the building of a hotel on the edge of a wetland in Bellevue. Builders say they're very excited and can hardly wait to open the doors of the new Hotel Titanic. Well, to capitalize on the February ratings period, NBC will air the first network broadcast of the Oscar-winning movie Braveheart tomorrow night. Here, with a comment, is the star of that movie and the savior of Scotland, William Wallace.
William Wallace. And make no mistake about it, this is war.
What?
Listen to me, John Keister. A television's rating period is a foul, vile, bloody thing, where the weak get crushed like insects and only the strong survive. But this is not just about ratings or being #1 or even about must-see TV. It's about our freedom!
Well, it's just a TV show.
Who's being naive now, John Keister? Just a TV show. Just a TV show, my arse! Do you realize what they're doing, John Keister? They're taking my movie and ripping the living entrails out of it. They call it editing for television. But what's Braveheart without the violence and the heads rolling and the naked Scottish bums? And do you know who's doing it? NBC, the #1 television network in all of Scotland.
That's America.
Shut up! The network that brings us Seinfeld, which they're taking from us too, and ER, and that delightful Friends. Speaking of which, that Jennifer Aniston is a way bonny lass. Did you see her on the cover of Rolling Stone, John Keister? Oh, a fine thing she was. All fresh and naked.
Yeah, I did see that issue.
I'd go to war for that any day. What red-blooded Scotsman wouldn't?
Well, I don't know, William.
But this is not about Jennifer Aniston's naked arse, or about ER, or Seinfeld, which they're taking off the air. For while they may take the most popular television show of all time off the air, they can never take our freedom!
Well, actually, William, as I understand it, was Jerry
For the
Seinfeld's...
love of God, John Keister, would you keep quiet? I can't even hear myself think. Now, where was I? Seinfeld, ER, Jennifer Aniston's naked arse, pick the kilt up at the cleaners. My movie.
The movie.
Ah, yes. But while they may take away the scenes of nudity, and they may take the foul language out, and they may even take away the extreme violence, such as that whole disembowelling scene where they cut out my own living entrails, which, quite frankly, I would just assume not see again anyway. While they may take all of that, I stand here before you, John Keister, before all of you good little people in the audience, and before God himself, and I say unto you, there is one thing they can never take.
Let me guess. Does it have anything to do with our freedom?
Don't you be taunting me, Uncle Baldy. Unless you want to see your own entrails. I'll say it again. There is one thing they can never take.
Our freedom?
Louder!
Our freedom!
Everybody! Our freedom! Are you with me? Yeah! Will you fight? Yeah! Okie dokie, watch my movie now!
Well, that's William Wallace, the savior of Scotland. This has been the Late Report. Thank you, and we're coming right back.
Program to bring you the following special report.
Good evening. Studies of studies are more likely to find findings than the studies themselves, a study found today. When several completed studies are gathered together to form a larger subsequent study, the significance of the further findings is increased significantly. Furthermore, studies that find findings are far superior to studies that fail to find findings, the study found, primarily because of funding. Quote, a study that finds findings is 55% more likely to bring further funding than a study that fails to find findings, the study found.
This has been a special report. We'll now return you to our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
Well, that's all the time we have left tonight, but if you'd like to get tickets for our show and join us live in the studio, call 421-5555. And members of tonight's audience don't know it yet, but 5 lucky people are going to get a pair of tickets to the 107.7 The End's Bored Stiff concert at March 28th at the Summit at Snoqualmie, featuring The Specials, Rancid, that is, Our Lady Peace, Blink, 182, and Harvey Danger. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.